Hello and good afternoon to everybody. This is the second workshop in a series of workshops dedicated to the topic of English correspondence or English letter writing, how to write correct and effective letters in English. Speaker is Aswil Firouzi, a PhD candidate and secretary of ATU-USSUN. In the next slide, I will introduce the ATU-USSUN in brief. As I said, this is the second workshop in a series. The first one was held in the 1st of January. ATU-USSUN is an international student network affiliated to Allama Tabatabai University and the Silk Road Universities Network, SUN. The network strives for peace and friendship among different cultures through removing the barriers to knowledge and through human networking. It is both affiliated to ATU, that is Allama Tabatabai University, and to the SUN, Silk Road Universities Network. Allama Tabatabai University is a public university in Iran, specializing in the humanities and social sciences. It is host to the student secretariat of SUN, named USSUN, or United Students of the SUN. And what is SUN? SUN is the Silk Road Universities Network, and it is an international NGO which has gathered universities from various Silk Road countries. In this workshop, we're going to talk about letters. Letters have always been the best and the major means of communication between different peoples, different classes, different organizations, institutions, different cultures, different geographies, and different means of communication have been in existence, but letters have been the major medium of communication from antiquity. Welcome new members. Thank you for your participation. New members are still joining. Thanks everybody for joining this session. Well, as regards the importance of letters in the world today, we can point to a few major and critical concepts. So in the next slide, we deal with the importance of letters in the world today. So letters are important in today's communications, as today is an age of communications. And in the age of communications, one of the major means of communicating with other people is through correspondence, through letter writing. The letters remain essential for formal communication, for example, for businesses, for academia. And despite emails and social media platforms have emerged in the world today, letters still hold weight in formal, professional, and official contexts. The significance of well-structured letters for conveying professionalism and clarity is clear to everybody, and it is very important to be able to write effectively in order to be able to influence and persuade different parties and communicate with others effectively. Well, different examples of letters that are frequent in the world today are job applications, business emails, and academic emails. Well, different types of letters include very generally the formal and informal letters. Formal letters are the ones used in official and professional settings, like the job applications, like complaints about a service or goods you have received from a company, like the cover letters the students write, like the business letters between different companies, between a person and a company and different things. And the second one is informal letter between friends, between families, between family members, between colleagues, and between close ones and have a less formal tone and accordingly called informal letters. Business letters and academic letters are actually two major types of formal letters. And business and academic letters include, for example, those for commercial transactions, professional communications, and through academic communications like offers, like inquiries, complaints, questions, recommendation letters, admission requests, cover letters, and many other types of formal correspondence. All these are categorized on a formal correspondence, and as the audience of this workshop are mainly students, faculty members, and staff at universities, we just ignore the informal types of letters and spend more time on the formal different types of actual formal letters and formal correspondence like job applications, complaints, and cover letters. In this workshop, we will also ignore the other non-print forms of communication like those sent through emails, like those sent through different social media, and limit or delimit the scope of this discussion to formal letters printed on paper only. Well, as regards the role of style and language in letters, we should point to the fact that letters are texts, and texts compose of an number of words and sentences connected to each other in a meaningful way. Actually, in writing formal letters like business letters and academic letters, it is advised to observe and pay attention to 3 words, all of which start with C: correct, concise, and clear. So it is advised to write correctly, concisely, and clearly. What does it mean? To write correctly means to use correct grammar, to use the correct form of the spelling of the words, and to use correct punctuation according to the rules of the language you're using. Conciseness means using fewest words to convey the sense you're going to actually communicate, and clarity or clearness means no ambiguity in exchanging the meaning. However, there are other points like the proper style, like appropriate tone, polite language, avoiding racist, gender-oriented, and other sensitive language, being consistent in using the language, different varieties of the English language, like the British and American forms, and paying close attention to the recipient's taste or native language. Perhaps if the recipient is a Native American person or a speaker, then it is better to write in American English. And if the recipient is British English native, it is better to write the letter in British English. And other variants also depend on the region, on the prevalence or dominance of different varieties of English in those regions. However, if it is the first time you are going to communicate, so there's no need to be sensitive, and just feel free to be consistent. Use whatever variety of English, American or British, and just try to be consistent in using that variety. However, if you have previously communicated with a person or a company or anything else, then pay attention to the preference or the taste of that person or company to see what form of communication they might prefer more. These are just some of the stylistic and linguistic points that should be considered in writing English correspondence. Clarity, conciseness, and correctness, and the style, tone, and polite language and consistency in using the style and form of language are all important in writing a good and effective English letter. However, the key to success is to check dictionaries, to check every word that is vague for you using grammar checkers, right? Grammarly and other extensions that check the text for grammatical and other errors. Well, as regards the letter structure, an English correspondence or English letter actually consists of 5 separate and important sections. The first point, as you see, is the header. The header is above, is the topmost part of the letter, and is named accordingly. The header includes the sender's address, sometimes the receiver's address and name, the date on which you are typing or preparing the letter, or perhaps the reference letter. The reference letter, or that is the unique letter, unique code to point to your letter in further and future correspondence. The second section is salutation. Salutation is from the French word salute, or hello, greeting. It means the greeting or the hello part of the letter. What is important here is that in English language correspondence, no hello is used. In formal correspondence, dear is used in place of hello. No respectful is used. No respectable is used. No esteem is used. Just dear. Dear Mr. Addison. Dear Ms. James. Dear Doctor Azizi. Dear Professor Advan. On the left side, you see the British spelling of these titles, and on the right, you see the American style. Whichever way you use, it is important to be consistent. Then, after the salutation and after saying the greeting and hello to the recipient, you go to the main body or main text of the letter, or body paragraphs. So we have passed the letter, the header, head of the body, salutation, and then the body itself. The body includes 3 connected parts or subsections. First subsection is introduction. Introduction, that is introducing or just adding some preliminary introductory words about what you're going to do, what you're going to say, or for example, referring to a previous correspondence, or let's say stating the purpose of your letter, or introducing yourself briefly, and many other things. The second subsection of the body is the main message. The main message includes what you actually want to say. If you are going to write a letter of complaint, this is where you're going to write your complaint. If you are going to condole somebody on the death of a loved one, this is where you should express your condolence. If you are going to congratulate anybody on their success, this is where you're going to do that. The first subsection is introduction, referring to the background of what you're going to say, and then the second subsection is main message. However, the body should, it is very important, it should include a conclusion section, as it is very important to end the text in an effective and beautiful way. It is not beautiful to introduce the topic and go directly to the main message and then clip the end of the message. End it as it is. No, it is not true. Then at the end of the body paragraphs, you should add conclusion and conclude your words, because the end, the conclusion is the most important and the most most remembered in the mind of the audience, the reader. The next part is the closing. After the text or body of the message is ended, you should actually add the closing. The closing is the goodbye part of the letter. Actually, you say hello in the salutation, not hello, but dear, and you should just goodbye in their closing and not using the bye words. For example, using complementary closings like yours sincerely, yours faithfully, or simply sincerely, faithfully, truly yours, cordially, and other words. And the last part, or the fifth part in subsection, is handwritten or typed signature, where you write your complete name and sign it to show who has signed or who has sent the letter, actually. This is a sort of legitimizing or authenticating the letter and actually accepting responsibility for the contents of the letter. Well, after introducing the 5 parts and sections of a letter, let's have a brief overview of differences actually between the British and American styles in English correspondence. The British and American English variants can be at least evident in 4 different areas. The first area we can see the difference between the 2 varieties of English language is the date format. What is the date? It is the date on which the letter was written. Today is 29 January 2025. Okay, so we should write either a British style that starts with date, then goes to month, and then goes to year, or otherwise opt for the American style, that is month, day, comma, year. Month, day, comma, year. The use of the comma is very important because the day and the year come subsequent to each other, and there should be a punctuation between 2 numbers in order to avoid mixing those numbers with each other in many cases. So the Persian dating system follows the British style. The Persian use day, month, year when stating or actually reciting the day or date. And the British or American style should be used consistently. Well, the second point of difference or point of departure between the 2 styles or varieties of English language is actually the punctuations. The American opt for a full stop or period after the title, after the abbreviations, but the British tend to avoid using punctuations in this scenario. Mr., Ms., Doctor, and many other titles are followed by a period in the American style and not in the British. The closing is also another point. Yours faithfully and yours sincerely in the British can be replaced with the American style, that is sincerely yours. Just the words, the 2 words are the same, but they change places. Actually, if you use the British style from the date in the date and you use the British style in the salutation, you should do British in the closing too. So you should be consistent. Actually, and a difference, there's an important difference between yours faithfully and sincerely. The faithfully is used whenever the salutation does not include any specific name of the addressee. For example, dear Mr. Smith, there's the name. Then you should use sincerely. But if it was dear sir, madam, or it was, for example, to whom it may concern, then you should use yours faithfully. In the American style, faithfully yours. The last difference, or the fourth one, is actually the differences between the spellings of words. There are so many words in the American and English varieties of varieties which are different from each other. For example, favor in the British is written in this way, OU, and the same word favor in the American accent is used without U. Center in the British English and the American English are different in the use of the ER at the end of them. The Z and the S are the other differences between the British and American varieties of English, as the British opt for S and American opt for Z. And it is not important which one you use. The only important thing is that you use them consistently. consistency is the key to success, actually. Well, different parts of actually letters were reviewed, but now let's have a review of two common types of formal letters. The first one is the cover letter. The cover letter is a type of letter written by students in order to apply for future studies at a foreign university. Then, students who want to continue studies in a foreign university should submit so many documents. One document is a cover letter. Another audience who needs to write a cover letter is a researcher who wants to submit a manuscript at a journal, a research journal, and wants to publish a paper. In these scenarios, it is important to be able to write effective and good cover letters in order to express your intent, express your purpose clearly and effectively. And as I stated, these actually letters also follow the same rules I mentioned in the previous slides. They have salutation, they have a body, and the body has three major parts: introduction, the main message, and the concluding part. And there are also two concluding parts or last sections, which are closing and the signature. Well, this actually is a cover letter written in English. Dear Dr. Mark Ellison, Doctor with the British spelling, and Mark Ellison is an imaginary character devised to be considered as a recipient of an email, a cover letter, to having a post in the position in the company to which somebody is applying. So you should be consistent in the use of the variety of English and the tone you are using throughout your letter, actually. Dear Dr. Allison or Mark Allison, so the full name is written, not just the family name. Mark Allison is written in full. Dear Dr. Mark Allison, this is the salutation, followed by a comma. If you know the position of the person, then you should provide the position in the next line. Dear Dr. Mark Allison, have an enter, go to the next line or next paragraph, then enter the position of that person, president of Microsoft company, for example, and then go to the body of the letter. This is the first, second, and third paragraphs and 3 paragraphs of the body of the letter. You see, I have highlighted the important words and important sections and categorized the introduction, main message, and conclusion subsections of the body paragraphs. Well, let's just have a short review of the contents of this letter, cover letter. I'm writing to express my enthusiasm for the marketing intern position at Microsoft, as advertised on your website. As a second-year master's student in business administration at Al-Mutawataba University, with a specialization in digital marketing, I'm eager to contribute my skills and academic knowledge to your esteemed company. Well, this was the first introductory paragraph of the body. Okay, I'm writing to. This is the purpose. This shows for what purpose I'm writing the letter. Okay, I'm writing to. This is a signal to the purpose, the intent of the letter. And you should use clear and to the point letters and phrases, actually words and phrases, to show for what purpose your a letter has been written. For example, using the word enthusiasm is an intensified version of interested, shows that you are very much interested in the post for which you are applying. Okay, where you have seen on the website. Who am I? Second-year student. At what degree? Business Administration Masters. What university? Al-Loma. What is the specialization? digital marketing specialization. Okay, this is my specialty. I'm emphasizing it. I'm eager to contribute my skills and academic knowledge to your esteemed company. So I'm signaling, I'm highlighting my interest in the specialized field um, about which I'm talking. Well, the second paragraph is the main message I'm going to convey. The main message says, actually, during my studies, I developed a strong foundation in digital strategy and brand management. My coursework in consumer behavior and analytics allowed me to successfully lead a team project where we designed and implemented a social media campaign for a local business, resulting in a 25% increase in engagement. Additionally, my internship at Apple, a prestigious company, equipped me with hands-on experience, practical experience in market research and content creation, further refining my ability to connect with diverse audiences. So this is actually my background and the reason for which I'm applying for a work for a position at Microsoft. During my studies, I developed a strong foundation in digital strategy, so I'm very strong in this area, and brand management. Okay, my coursework in this area, consumer behavior and analytics allowed me to successfully lead a project. So I have led a project, team project. I have led a social media campaign, and I have received a success. What is the success? 25% increase in engagement. I've increased engagement in the clicking and a visit to a website through my strategies. So this is a success, and I'm pointing to this success. Additionally, my internship at a prestigious company, you're referring to your previous posts, positions at a company. It is very important because this is one of the prestigious companies. Point at every single thing you think is important for the opposite person. Okay, you're going to persuade the person that you are the best candidate for that position. Accordingly, you should add every single detail, every name like Apple company, every number like 25% increase, and every other detail you see as necessary to actually show that you are the best candidate for the job. So this is a cover letter, and a cover letter should cover you, should actually support you in order to find a place in the mind of a person. So you should be able to use language, persuasive language, in order to persuade that person. No, market research, content creation, ability to connect with diverse audience are my strengths, my strong points. Apple is where I have worked. Content creation. These are the ability. These are the demands. These are the posts. Perhaps the company has posted on its website, and I'm referring to them systematically. This is the second paragraph. I'm particularly drawn to Microsoft's innovative approach to marketing and your commitment to developing creativity and collaboration. I'm confident that my skills in content strategy, data analysis, and team collaboration align with your goals and can contribute positively to your team. Well, so data analysis, team collaboration, and content strategy are my skills. So your team needs these skills, and I have them, and I should point to them because I need the job. Well, so the message was communicated. I'm interested. I have these capacities. You need them. I have them. Okay? And the last paragraph is the concluding one. Enclosed is my CV, resume, which provides further details on my academic and professional journey. I would welcome the opportunity to discuss how my background and aspirations align with the objectives of your organization. I'm available actually at your convenience and can be reached at this number, mobile number, and that email. Thank you for considering my application, thanking the person, looking forward to the possibility of contributing to that company, and eager to grow both professionally and personally under your guidance. So this is a very positive closing sentence, closing part, because you're going to actually give compliments to the person in order to persuade them, in order to encourage them to believe that you are a good candidate. So the closing part, the signature, are the last sections, and that's it. Just let's deal with another example. Another example is the recommendation letter written by the imaginary James Brown, as you know, in the signature, to an unknown audience, that is, to whom it may concern. So, to whom it may concern is with great pleasure that I write to recommend ATU Firuzi for admission. So, I'm recommending. As I said, in the first paragraph, you express your intent, your purpose. Why? Why in the world I'm spending time? And why in the world I'm trying to persuade another person to actually spend time, because time is gold. And so much time is spent for what? You should express your intent. No? Admission to your translation studies program at Oxford University. As a professor of translation at ATU, I've had the privilege of teaching and mentoring Rasul over the past 5 years, and I can confidentially say that among the most dedicated and capable students I have encountered. So, the purpose and expressing the degree or major at which Rasul and you have been, the university, the department, for how much time you have been acquainted with each other, and teaching and mentoring who? Rasul Firuzi. And concluding very simply that you believe this person is the most dedicated and capable student for continuing studies at the other university. Well, so that was the introductory section. The next section is Rasul actually demonstrated exceptional academic performance in my translation course. So, starting to use positive and persuasive words. Demonstrated exceptional, exemplary, fascinating academic performance in my courses, getting A grade, consistently standing out among their peers for their analytical skills and creative problem-solving abilities. Their project on cats was particularly impressive, showcasing not only deep research and technical expertise, but also a remarkable ability to present complex ideas in a clear and compelling manner. So the skills, the abilities, the projects, standing out of the student, the A grade, best performance in classes, and all are positive and persuasive language. Beyond their academic achievements, Rasul has shown exemplary knowledge and actually leadership and teamwork. These are the psychological aspects. As the secretary of USSUN, they successfully led the network, which showed his leadership capacities. So, the student to which I'm pointing has leadership capacities, is a good leader, apart from being a good student. Their ability to balance the multiple responsibilities while maintaining a high level of performance is truly commendable, praisable. What is praisable? ability to balance multiple responsibilities. So this person has a good psychological control. This is a good candidate. I'm confident, I'm certain, sure that Rasul will excel in your program, bringing the same determination, intellectual curiosity, and passion that they have exhibited during their time at ATU. Contact me at this number, that email, should you require any further information or insights regarding Rasul. Well, so good. So far, so good. Sincerely, yours, Dr. James Brown. So, the last paragraph, please do not hesitate to contact me at these channels, is very important, very crucial in any recommendation letter, because writing a recommendation letter is not the last thing to which you are about which you're thinking. This is a starting step. This is a starting point. And actually, you should pay attention to the fact that the person to whom you're writing might need to contact you to ask some questions, get some important data about the person you are recommending. And the next parts of the letter are actually the salutation and the signature. Well, that's it. Let's call it a day. Let's close the presentation with the last slide. I would like to just invite everybody, apart from appreciating your very good patience and attention to the contents in this workshop, I would like to invite you to follow ATU-USSUN in our social media, the Gmail, atu-usun@gmail.com. The LinkedIn page is ATU-USSUN. The YouTube channel is ATU-USSUN @ATU-USSUN. And the Telegram channel, ATU-USSUN, are available for contact, for following our content, and for actually being aware, informed of the posters and acknowledgements prior to every event. Thank you so much for your attendance and attention. Goodbye.